When I first saw my husband Joshua, I just knew. We were in English 102 together, and from the moment I first saw him, I couldn't get him out of my mind. He was a college athlete, so luckily for me, I could just gaze at a picture of him on the internet whenever I wanted to. He didn't know my name, but every friend and family member I had knew his and had seen his picture. After a whole lot of dreaming, I eventually went into action and asked him on our first date. I think I pretty much knew from the beginning he was it for me, and after only about 4 years, I had him convinced. I started looking at engagement rings online, and it began to feel similar to trying to find the right guy. There were a lot of nice ones, and I knew ultimately that any one of them could make me happy. Then, one day, I went on the internet and I typed in unique engagement rings. And when the first image popped up, I had the moment I had when I first saw Josh. I knew. It was called Mokume Curls. I'd never seen such a perfect blend of everything I'd ever wanted in a wedding ring. Somehow, it managed to look vintage and modern. It had such a classic look, but it was also so unique looking. From that first moment I saw the Mokume Curls ring, I couldn't get it out of my mind. Every friend and family member I had got directed to Krikawa.com to see my dream ring. Ultimately, we ended up deciding on a less expensive Mokume Gane engagement ring through Krikawa because it was much more realistic for our budget. I was a little bummed, but I couldn't wait to be engaged and shout it from the rooftops. After Josh came home from the Krikawa studio, I was thrilled to hear my ring was being made. He said 4 weeks or so to be finished, which seemed a bit long considering the simple style we were going with, but he said something about the tapering taking a long time, and honestly, I didn't know any better. I was absolutely on cloud 9. When Halloween approached, I bought some candy, a take-and-bake pizza, and wine, fully ready for a night in, handing candy out to costumed kids. It was Josh's turn to toast, and I started to notice him fumble with his pocket. When he pulled out the box and opened it, I was shocked. As I saw the intricate curls and accent diamonds, I'm pretty sure the first thing out of my mouth was, "But we can't afford it." He smiled and told me when he saw it in person at the studio, he couldn't imagine presenting me with anything other than my dream ring. I can't help but smile whenever I see my ring finger. Sure, it's only been about 3 years since it was placed on my finger, but I will be just as giddy after 53 years of it being there. I love my ring. I know I will never find another one that compares to it. My husband says I'm lucky and that I caught him in a weak moment. He tells me he wouldn't splurge like he did if he could do it over again, but I'm pretty sure he would. Because when it comes down to it, knowing you're making someone's dreams come true is one of the greatest feelings in life. Whenever I look down at my ring finger, even someday when it's old and wrinkled, I'll be reminded that in our marriage, we will always be trying to make our dreams reality.